Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I'm going to mess around with Ahonex more. I'm going to try and find some buys that are worth my attention. I'm going to try and get immediate flips. I've already looked at the upcoming. I go into ahonex.com. I go to ending soon. I pull up the cards that look of any value. They're about to expire in a couple minutes. I prepare my research by exploring what that card is worth and what is the highest bid versus the market value in order to prepare my mind for what I can bid to make profit. This is my approach to flipping cards with Ahonex. If you want to learn more, stick around. Otherwise, check out the next video. So I have 4 windows with Peakmonster open. I've got one for Undying, one for Gold Foil Serb, one for Pirate Captain. I checked out the Divine Healer. There's not enough margin there. Actually, no, I checked out Armorsmith. There's not enough margin there. Surprisingly, for a Gold Foil Armorsmith, there's no high bids at all. None. And it's a good card. If you didn't have an Armorsmith Gold Foil for $1, I would be interested in that. But I guess if you like playing in the Gold Foil phrase. But I like that card a lot. And also, I pull up the Elemental Phoenix. And Kron the Undying, currently in the auction's about to end in 55 seconds. I don't know if any action is going to happen in the next 5 minutes here while we're doing this, but I decided to throw on the recorder and talk about this because I think there's value for community members who were trying to scratch and claw for a little bit more return from their investment in Splinterlands. If you're sitting on 4,000 DEC, maybe this is a buy. If you need a Kron the Undying, it's going for $7. It's a high bid of 4, so it's currently selling for the high bid price. I'm going to try and buy it though. I'm going to try and buy it, and I'm going to try and sell it for 6. That would be a risk in the sense that I can't sell it for an immediate flip, but I'm going to try to. Anyways, I'm going to try and just sneak it right at the end here. Let's go 410. Oh, I'm running out of time. Please bid, please bid. Oh, somebody beat me to 4,100. 4,100, good call. Nice pickup, whoever did that. And see, it freezes because it's trying to process my last payment. So you need to come in with your number. You got to know. And this is the error placing bid because, anyways, didn't work. Auction ending, auction over. Let me see, ending soon. So I didn't pull that one. And we got a minute 32 on Serb. And just to check my next, I'm interested in the Serb Gold Foil Beta. I'm interested in the Gold Foil Alpha Pirate Captain. Let's see. So we didn't pull the Kron. We can close that window. Gold Foil Serb, high bid of $4.20. And the BCX or CDEC valuation of that would be 4,472. I'm going to need to pay less than 4,000 DEC if I want to immediately flip it. But at an $11 price point on the market value, I'd be willing to pay $8 on this. No, $6 on this. So I'm going to bid $6 on this. And that's a bit of a risk flip, right? I'm hoping. The Pirate Captain, it's a high bid of 750, so 8,000 DEC, or a market value of 18. So I'm willing to swing a little harder on that one. And then finally the Divine Healer, there's a little bit of profit maybe there. So we'll under 2,000 on that one. We got 39 seconds on the Serb. So one more time on the Serb, we're willing to do, I'm going to say 4,000. I'm going to try and bid 4,000. Let's go. I'm going to go 3,700. 3,500. Can I go? I'm going to place it at 16 seconds. This might not win, but I'm going to, this is where I'm committing. 16 seconds. Boom. Place bid. Confirm. It's in. Let's see if I pulled it. I don't see any other competitive bids ripping through. I think we did. Oh, somebody pushed it up to 5,500. Good for you, Richie18. So I came in with my best bid. 5,500 is probably a fair pull. They're probably going to profit on that. Again, it's got a market value of 11. If he bought it for a little higher than the high bid, right? That's a very strong price. Good price, for him. And so then maybe he puts it on the market for 10 and maybe it sells and maybe he doubles his money. Or maybe he keeps the Serb and, he's happy that he has it. Now with the Pirate Captain, I can go anything under 8,000 DC is an easy sell, and anything up to 16 on, let's go back to ending soon. 36 seconds. So again, quickly. Oh, it's already at $11, 11,000 DC. Yeah, that's probably a no for me. I don't know that I could really justify playing 11,000 DEC on that. I'm going to pass. Again, it could be profitable, but I'm going to say no. On the Divine Healer, we got a 2,500 DEC is sort of the profit window. So I'm going to try and sneak this one for 1,700 DEC. We'll see if we get it. So we're no on the Pirate Captain. 11,000 DC is a good price for them. And we're going to zoom in here. So it looks like the Pirate Captain went for 11,000. Let's try and come in here with, again, we got 30 seconds left. On the Divine Healer, we can sell it immediate for 2,700 DC, call it 2,500 because of the 5% fee. So I'm willing to go 1350, place bid, confirm. Let's see. Somebody also could be throwing in another bid and it could be outbidding me right now. We'll see. I got my bid in. It looks like I snaked it. Somebody went 1,100, somebody went 1,324, and I went 1,350. I got, it's like playing, what's that game show with Bob Barker? You know the one, guys. I forget the name right now. I'm too smiley about this. This is fun. This is like a game. And so let's go back to the ending soon, see if there's any other action coming. I was like the best bidder. You know, I maximized my profit there. I can double my DEC rate, that almost double. Now, in a minute, we got the Armorsmith. I'm a no on that. In 2 minutes, we got the Baby Unicorn. We can quickly check. The Elemental Phoenix is a yes for me if I can pull that one. Elemental Phoenix is right here. Elemental Phoenix is a high bid of $3.20, which is a 3,400 DEC. But I also think, you know, I'd be happy to hold on to an Elemental Phoenix or sell it for six bucks. So I'm going to bid on that one. I'll bid 3,400 DEC, which is essentially the bid buy. So we got 12 minutes on that. So we can think about the Baby Unicorn for a beat here. Gold foil Baby Unicorn. It's currently practically free. What are we going for over here? Baby Unicorn Gold foil, high bid of $1. Market value, I could put in a $1 bid on this one. I could go up, I'm going to go up to 1175 on the DEC bid. And that might be hard. That might be high. You know, again, let's look at this. Let's take a breath. It's all happening fast. My mind is racing. This is a lot of fun. So I got the Baby Unicorn Gold foil. That the bid valuation is 1,064 DEC. I could sell it for that, but then I'd lose 5%. So conservatively, I should try and bid 300 DEC and just double my DEC. But I actually am willing to take a risk on this one. Because it's little, I'm gonna bid on it. I'm gonna bid, if this doesn't shoot up, I'm gonna bid $7.99. If it goes up even once, you know, we're guessing. We're playing a guessing game. I'm going to try and bid for $7.99. That might be light. It probably is. Somebody else is probably watching it and they're going to try and, you know, I'm going to go 1,005. This is like, I'm going to have to sell it for the last asking price, right? I can't bid buy, sell this for a profit. Oh, somebody snaked it for $3. I'm a loss on that. I'm not coming in hot on that one. So we'll just go back to ending soon. They paid 3,000 DEC. That is like essentially market value. They bought it for the market value. Like there's literally one right there for 182 DEC cheaper. Like good for you. So in 10 minutes, we got an Elemental Phoenix. I'd be happy to bid on that. And again, we take a breath in the middle of these in the middle of these trades, and we can actually go through and we can sell our card. So we just won that. What card did we win? See, it all happened so fast, man. There should be a way. There should be a filter in here, guys, for Ahonex. If you're listening, show me what I've recently bought. Is it a profile? By the way, I'm selling this guy for $12,580. We'll see if it goes. So I purchased an item. Can you show me which? That was the Divine Healer, I think. Okay, that's the only one. Case of the Divine Healer. It should show a picture of it. That'd be so much more effective if I could see so Divine Healer Gold Foil Beta is high bid $2.60. And I paid, which is 2,767 DEC. And I paid $13.50. So we're going to try and list ours for $3.59. Go to my cards, Divine Healer. There it is, Divine Healer, 1 BCX, beta. I'm going to try and sell it right now for $2.59. And so we should double our DEC right there. And every day I pop in on Ahonex nowadays. Like every day, I just pop in and I see if there's anything coming. And if in the next 5 or 10 minutes something is ready to come up, right on like on my availability. This is not a onerous task. I'm doing it for fun. So I log in and I just check the window and I go, what's coming up? And if in 7 minutes an Elemental Phoenix is going for practically free, then I'm willing to wait a few minutes and see what happens with that. I can tell that there's been a few bidders on this, or there's 2 different bidders, Snowboard Pete and Bothan, whatever. And Meat Crab is the seller. So 2 actual bids, and they're both just recently, or I think recently anyways. Oh, there's a refunded bid. Anyways, what would I bid on this guy here? What would I bid on this? Again, 3,400 is a easy sell, 3,400 DC or 320. But I could do better than that. I could sell it. I could buy it for that. I'm gonna try and bid 3,000 DC. If I can buy it for less than the high bid and then sit on it to sell it for $6 in the future, I'm going to be very happy about that. And it's not really a final decision. It's more of a thought process. I could justify, if I can do 3,000, then what I feel like I'm going to double my money. I probably will. But then if I go back to that window and I look at the sales of the card in Peakmonsters, in the last 4 weeks, it has sold actually. There was there was $151 worth of daily volume 6 days ago, and there was $69 worth of daily volume 5 days ago, and then 24 days ago there was $60 worth of volume, which is to say some sold. And then if we look at the BCX, we can see 10 BCX sold 5 days ago, 21 BCX sold 6 days ago. That's a lot of liquidity, or that's a lot of like buying and selling actually over the last 4 weeks. So I'm willing to take a risk on that one and go, if I can buy it, I'm going to try and buy it for $5. I'm going to try and buy it for $49.50. We're taking a guess here. I might come in way higher than anybody else. Maybe nobody else even bids another DC. But I can't take that. Like, I have to really draw the line in my sand as to what I'd be willing to pay and, make my move, put my best foot forward, as it were. No, that's too high. That's too high. I can't do that much. I razor thin profits, and plus I got to take the risk of it not moving. So, we could go, I'm going to say we could do $29.50. And again, we might lose it. I'm okay with losing it. That's the strange thing about this is, like, you want to win it. You want to get the flip potential, but you also have to recognize that the flip is just a potential. If I secure the card, I have to still resell it, and it might not move. And yes, in the last 4 weeks, some of them have moved and they're about $6 each. And so there's profitability there, but my margin is, potentially double minus a 5% fee. And is it going to take 4 more weeks to sell it? Yes or no? I don't know. Is it going to move at all in the next 4 weeks? I don't really know. Is somebody else going to come and undercut me on the market and start to there'll be more and more liquidity? Maybe for some odd reason. There's too many variables. And so the closer you can get this thing to the lowest price possible, the more confident you can be in purchasing it. But that's the thoughtful sort of strategy behind it, right? That's why it's almost a game. It's like, if I say $1,950, maybe I snake it, and that would be a huge deal because I could immediately flip it for $1 profit. But then more likely I'm going to bid $19.50 and someone's going to come in and do $29.50, and they're going to get it. I really think someone will bid close to the floor of the high bid price. Why wouldn't you? If you could buy it right now for $3 and you could sell it to these guys for $3.20, now you're actually going to get eaten alive on the 5% fee, which would be 15% of your, right? You'd get no profit. But if you could buy it, if you want this card, this auction, like anything around the $3 range is a bargain. We're 3 minutes out. And then after this one, there's not too much left. Ahonex, let's go back. Open a different Ahonex window. We got another Elemental Phoenix in 15 hours. So this is the last sort of fun for now. And then we got a gold foil Alrek here, which would be interesting. Even 1 CC of that is going to be definitely worth checking in for. 15 and a half hours from now is the middle of the night for me, though, I think. Yeah, it is. Pretty much. So if these are within your time window, like, I guess I won't post this video in time for you to come back and buy these. But seriously, guys, you need to pay attention to Ahonex. I've made $5 or $6 already just doing this with 3 different cards. And by the way, my DEC came back already on that card, on that Divine Healer. Doubled my DEC, even after the fee. Love it. So we got 2 minutes left. I wish one of you that ultimately is going to watch this video was with me right now to kick around the idea here. What's the bid? What's the bid number that's going to win this thing? Someone's already bid again to try and come in at C105. So Richie, so there's more than one interested party here. Snowboard Pete was just like a test bid to see if he can snake it. Richie is doing the same thing maybe, but they're here at least paying attention enough that they might try and counterbid. I bet they will. They'll probably do like me and throw down a last second bid. And people like Richie are just hoping, maybe they can snake it because the other bids don't come through in time. In fact, it's kind of wise, like I'm like 30 seconds out to bid something. I'm going to try the new strategy here. 40 seconds out, I'm gonna steal it. No, I'm not. I just got to come in at my rate bid. What's my rate bid now? I said $3 is like $3 is easily justifiable. $27.99. That's what we're doing. And if we lose it, we lose it. $27.99. If somebody does 3,000, great. There's no margin there for me. I'm taking risk. I'm locking down DEC valuation. At least here there's some margin. If I wanted to flip it immediately, I could get my money back. I'd get 200 DEC profit probably. Okay, so at 15 seconds, we're going to kick it. 16 seconds, we're going to press it. I think you can get away with 13 seconds, but it's cutting it too close. And if my hand stumbles, it won't go through. 17 and 16, collect, place bid, confirm. Our bid is in. We'll see. 2,900 from Richie. Good for you, Richie. So Richie pulled it out. 2,900 was a very respectable bid. He outbid me by 150 DEC. And there's not a lot of margin there for him. Not a lot of meat on the bones. He can't immediately flip it for profit, but he can hold on to it, or he could list it for 6. And probably that's going to move within the next 4 weeks. So anyways, that's Ahonex. That's, another piece of the way I'm enjoying Splinterlands. I hope that's valuable, interesting to you. If it is, let me know in the comments. Have an amazing day. God bless.